Hello, friends, and welcome to the Bob and Barry live preview show for Monday, February 7th, 2022. I don't know about most everyone across the country was affected by the weather at one point or another this last week. And if you got a chance to get out and play in the snow and ice, what a fun time that was. Say hello to my co-host, Mr. Barry Cummins.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the North Pole from Northwest Alabama. Good to see you. Have you with us here today, all our loyal viewers and those of you that watch us on replay. Glad you're with us today.
That's correct. And Barry, he lucked out and didn't get any of the freezing precipitation, but he was dodging some pretty heavy storms over in Alabama, wasn't you?
Oh, yeah, we got lucky here, probably about 100 miles south of me. We had some tornadoes. Hello, there, AJ. Glad you're with us today. Hello, Heather.
And Tom. Hi, Tom. Good to be with you, brother. So we had a great show last week on Tuesday Night Live. Very interesting guest that we had, J.D. Williams, and show ran long, probably one of our longer, shows. He had a lot to say, and we hung around and listened to what all he had to contribute. So today, I think let's get started with our trivia. Barry, you ready?
Yep, let's rock and roll with it. All right.
Sorry about that, Barry.
Oh, that's okay. Hey,
we'll run the banner first. Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, our trivia today is brought to you by, you just saw, Santa's Closet, Santa Tom Cordemelia. Thank you, Tom. In the movie Santa Claus is Coming to Town, what toy filled the Mayor Burgermeister's Meisterburger's heart with happy memories just for a minute from his childhood? In the movie Santa Claus is Coming to Town, what toy filled Mayor Burgermeister's Meisterburger's heart with happy memories for just a minute? He even broke his own law with this.
This is another one of the claymation movies that we've all watched throughout the years, been favorites forever and ever.
Yeah, he was a sourpuss for sure.
Yeah, he just didn't like toys, and who doesn't like toys?
That's right. Any guesses out there? The winner will receive a nice Santa key that has Santa Claus on one side. So it's a really nice gift.
Yes, it is. Again, sponsored by Tom Cordemelia and SantaClausette.org. That throws a few people off there, but don't forget it's .org.
Any guesses? Thought that one would be real simple.
I did too. Sometimes the easy ones are the hard ones.
Oh, yeah.
It's like on Tuesday night, Spangle likes to throw hard stuff at everybody. And I don't know if there's any guesses at this point. Well, let's just talk on for a moment. If anything pops up.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go ahead and talk about our upcoming guests for tomorrow night.
Let's do.
Meisterburger. What toy? We're looking for the toy.
It's there on the banner on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
If anyone needs to read it again.
But anyway, tomorrow night we got Stuart Deacon Jr. He's a fairly young Santa. He's also the owner of the Santa Claus Workshop. Some people has taken his classes. He has a degree in video production and also makes his own costume as Santa. He makes all his own stuff. It's pretty neat. So he's going to be a great interview. Looking forward to that.
He has set up his own studio. We get to learn things about Stuart Deacon Jr. before he became a Santa, which we always like to do on the Tuesday Night Live show. Get to know the person and then, go forward into their Santa career and other contributions that they may make within the red suit community. We had a guess of teddy bear down there. That's not correct. There you go.
Yo-yo.
That's correct. Ellen, you got it.
Congratulations.
Thank you for putting your name in there. Again, craziness that we have most of the time while we're in a live broadcast, we do not see a lot of the names. It just says Facebook user, as you can see when it popped up on the bottom of the screen there. So please put your name in, just like Eileen did or Ellen did. That would be perfect. That way we know who we're talking to. Now, after the show is over, if you go back and watch the replay on the St. Bob's Live or Santa and the Business of Being Santa group pages, you'll see that most of the comments have names tagged to them because that's through Facebook. The StreamYard, the platform that we use to do this program on, is a third-party app. And therefore, because of Facebook's strict security that they have been forced to get tighter and tighter and tighter on as times went on, they are forced to not let information like that, your profile picture or your Facebook name to your profile out there without your permission first. So again, Tom, do you have Ellen's address or do we need to get that from her? I bet you she's bought something from Tom before and he has that in his database.
Probably does. But anyway, I'm like you. I'm looking forward to having Stuart on the show and hearing his input. And even though he's a young Santa, you know, you can learn from him. I've actually been on some of his Zooms with some of his classes. He puts out some really good stuff, especially for the virtual visits and having all your cameras and lighting set up. Pretty much expert at that. But, you know, that's what his degree is in from college, video production.
That's correct. Ellen Tippering, please send either Barry or myself or Tom, if you would like, your information as Tom just put up. That way he can get your trivia question gift out to you. And we want to thank everyone for playing along. Tom came on a couple of weeks ago with us. We started the trivia question last week. Looking forward to trying to do some different other things with Tom for the Bob and Barry Live preview show each Monday. Vancouver, Washington. Hello. Not sure who that is. And hello, Melissa Lynn. How are you, dear? And how are things in Arkansas?
Glad to have
or
all you with us.
On Gunsmoke used to say Arkansas.
Oh, that's okay, Melissa. Just glad to have you on there with us today.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when you tune in. Just drop in anytime you can. We're always welcome to have anyone and everyone. Tell others about our shows. Help get the word out there. The more people that know about it, the more our membership to the St. Bob's Live group seems to be growing. The more viewers we have live. And I'll tell you what, Melissa, we got to tell you, your show 2 weeks ago has had one of the top replay hit on the hit counter that we've had. In recent shows, let's put it that way. I haven't gone back to last year's shows to see, but quite a successful show that you was on, and we appreciate you doing that for us.
Absolutely. Bob, do you have handy the next few guests we're going to have on? Gosh,
I don't, Barry. I didn't pull that up. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I can go ahead and read it.
Okay, go ahead.
February the 15th, we have none other than Mitch Allen with Hire Santa. Mitch has been a frequent guest on our show. Always some great information, and you can go over to the Hire Santa group and check Mitch's page out. And he does a state of the season every week, and check those out. He has some great interviews over there. On February the 22nd, we have Santa Lee Pemberthy. Santa's very little in stature, but he has a heart of a giant, and that's going to be interesting. He's a young Santa, and it's going to be an interesting interview with Santa Lee. Then we have Bruce Templeton coming up on March the 1st, and on March the 8th, we have Michael Howell. So that's going to be a great lineup coming up for each and every one for our Tuesday night live show.
That's true. And if you go over to the St. Bob's Live, at the top of that group, we have last year's date, guest, and description and episode. If you want to go back and pull up any particular episode and watch a certain guest. And we also have that list for the 2022 season up. And there's other names on that list. And Barry is constantly working behind the scenes, securing future guests. He's got several that he's in contact with right now. We got a message from the girls over at Cherry Hill Programs this morning. They're wanting to come back on the show, and so we'll be working with them somewhere down the line to get them on, talk about the what went right, what went wrong, the 2021 Christmas season, and talk about any changes that may be coming up in the future with them, and maybe start talking about some of the jobs that they have available.
Absolutely. It's about helping you learn too. You can learn from each program. So that's what it's about, helping each other.
That's correct. And as we like to say, it's always free.
That's right.
We don't charge for our programs. We're here doing a service to the community, to the Santa community, trying to elevate everyone, Mrs. Claus, Santa, elves, helpers, photographers, vendors. We're here for the community, and we enjoy doing it, and always so blessed to be with you.
Yep. Actually, we have several Mrs. Clauses coming up on our upcoming Tuesday night live shows. So stick around for that. You can learn from a Mrs. Claus, their experience.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And that's something that we need more and more information out there in the community for the Mrs. Clauses. Not only are they now an equal part in recent years as performers as Santa, but a lot of the Mrs. Clauses are going out and doing standalone gigs, cookies with Mrs. Claus, story time with Mrs. Claus. And those are always fantastic events to go to. And if you get a chance to go out and see a Mrs. Claus perform by herself, please do.
Absolutely. They can definitely be your friend when working with one, especially with large crowds.
Something else that we have proud ourselves on, being able to bring you good guests each week. A lot of the guests that we have brought throughout the season last year and already this year have been senior Santas, some Mrs. Clauses. We also like to get into the new guy, the guys that are just starting out. So we're reaching out to those guys. Santa Lee is one of those. He hasn't been performing very long, but and we have sidestepped this over and over and over just because it's something we didn't want to dwell on. But Santa Lee is a little person, and he is, instead of wanting to be an elf, his heart was always in becoming a Santa, and he has really worked hard at his craft, and he's going to be a fantastic guest also.
Absolutely. If ever Santa had just half the heart that Santa Lee has, you'd be a lot better Santa.
I tell you, we've had some good ones on here. Randall Checker Lee, Melissa, Lynn, we could go on and on and on about heart, but a lot of the folks that we've had on has heart. And that's what this community needs more of. And I don't want to get off on my pet peeves too much, but me and Barry was talking this morning, and it just seems like there is so much negativity within the Santa community of late. And egos have really become into play when it comes to helping others, having a positive light, a positive message. And Randall, thank you for that. That's greatly appreciated. And I got to say, Randall, you are such an inspiration. I told Angela and Barry this morning. If we all had just an ounce of integrity that you have and the way that you present yourself within the community with nothing but positive messages and always trying to help folks, that all of our hearts would be filled with the biggest heart, because, sir, you have it.
Amen.
I agree.
Angela says she agrees.
Go ahead back to your point there, Bob.
Huh?
Go ahead back to your point you was making.
What was I making?
About the negativity in the Santa community.
Oh, yeah, negativity in the Santa community. Well, but it has become something that you see over and over and over on all the different groups. And there's a lot of different groups out there. And I think most of us that have been doing this for a while are members of a lot of those top groups. But you just see so much bickering backwards and forth and putting each other down and talking about this guy charges this, and I can't believe you do it for that amount of money. And, again, that depends on your location. I mean, a guy in rural Arkansas, let's say, opposed to Atlanta, Georgia, or Tampa Bay, Florida, or Dallas, Texas, in the larger metropolitan areas, are going to be able to charge more just because of geographics, and but we see so much negativity, and we just want to put out a positive light. I'll tell you what, over on the Sat Bob's live page, if you got something good to say it, man. Put it out there for everyone to see, and maybe we can start getting more positive messages going across the Santa community.
Everybody needs encouragement. The person with the biggest smile on their face, I guarantee you, deep down somewhere, they need encouragement. They may be hurting, they may be hiding behind that smile, but be encouraging, not discouraging.
That's correct. Melissa Lynn says, Randall, Santa, Checker Lee, you are magical. I agree. And of course, that's part of his promotional value is also being a magician and being able to be magical. But he really is such a great guest, such a great person. We look up to you, Randall. And let's talk about Santa Larry Jefferson. We didn't mention him. We got him coming on the show. He is a 2021 Hall of Fame, Santa Claus Hall of Fame inductee. And we're excited to have him. Larry lives here in the Metroplex, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex with myself, and really a good friend, become great friends from the very beginning. He come to one of Santa Gordon Bailey's first Sat Bob's classes. Actually, the very first one that Gordon held here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And the first class that I was the instructor on, he came and contributed, did a presentation for me in that one. And every time the Texas State Santas, who I'm founder and director for, get together, Larry seems to figure out a way to drop what he's doing. He's a very busy man. Drop what he's doing and come out to our eat meets, and always great to see Larry. And you guys are going to love him. If you don't know him, he is another one of those quality people.
Super nice guy. And I think he's Santa at the Mall of America, the largest mall in the United States, up in Minneapolis, St. Paul area.
Yeah, he didn't return on that gig this year. He instead went to the Chicago Museum of History or something of that nature, one of the largest museums of that type in the country, and performed up there for them for the amount of time that he normally would be at the Mall of America. But first Santa of color to do a major ball, and that really propelled him forward in the community, because he had done something no one else had done. And the next morning he woke up and every major newspaper, morning show on TV, magazines all wanted interviews with Larry. And he was a busy man there for a while, and still is. He does personal appearances, speaking at colleges. He's a public speaker, and stays busy all the time.
Super nice guy.
All right, let's see. Any other comments over here?
Hey guys, and you have a Santa group that you're a part of, worldwide, whether it be Australia, England, Canada, United States, and you want your group highlighted here on the Barry and Bob or the Tuesday Night Live show, get in touch with Bob or myself, and we'd be glad to talk to you and maybe set something up for an interview.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Be a lot of fun. We enjoy doing that. Of course, we have our roving reporter, Spangle the Clown, who will be out traveling around the country, doing different events and stuff, and he's going to file some reports for us while he's out and about.
You'd swear I was flying with my computer. I keep hitting it, and I'm getting turbulence on there.
Yeah, you are, aren't you?
Have to fix that for tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Spangle's always a fun one.
Got any other questions or comments over here, Greg? Swack says, looking forward to the show tomorrow. Yeah, we look forward to the Monday show with Bob and Barry, and also, the Tuesday night show. Those are something that it takes a lot of preparation. I don't think people really realize the time that we put into trying to make this the best we can. And it's always kind of a relief. On Wednesdays, we regroup and start, focusing on next week's show and start putting script together and those sort of things. But it's something that we really have a passion for, and I hope it shows on the other end there with you guys.
And tomorrow night, when we ask, does any of our viewers have any questions for Santa Stewart, have those questions ready to go, write them down today if you have them, and then pop those in there when we put that up there.
Jot them down along, during the show. We've kind of gotten where instead of breaking up our segments and interrupting our guests while their thought process is working and they're giving their answers to our questions, coming towards the end of the program and asking for those questions that you, our viewers, may have. We seem to think that works a little bit better instead of disrupting the show. So it's not that we're ignoring your comments or your questions throughout the show, but we'll come back to all those towards the end there when Barry usually asks if there is any other further comments or questions.
Yeah, it's very easy to get sidetracked on the thought and everything and not get back around to it. And
Randall, I love that. I know y'all had talked about this when Melissa was on. I assume that is something that is one of y'all's statements for the maps. We are better together. I love that. That is so true.
Absolutely.
That speaks volumes.
I want to tell you a little something special that's going to be coming up on end of the year. We're not sure exactly what weeks of the Tuesday Night Live show is going to be, but Bob and I are both going to interview each other on one of those so you can get to know Bob and myself a little bit better. So we thought that'd be fun.
Yeah, turn the tables and maybe even ask a couple of guest co-hosts to come on and help out maybe. That would be fun too. That's something we'll have to look into.
It'll be a lot of fun seeing what kind of questions we can come up with for each other. Most embarrassing moments.
Barry was throwing a few at me yesterday, and he was wearing me out with some of those questions, I tell you, and they're not for public ears.
I don't know why you're turning red, Bob.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I think we've talked about tomorrow night's show. It's going to be a fantastic show. Again, we want to thank Tom Court-McGilia for all that he is doing for us here at the Bob and Barry Show, all he does for the community. I'll tell you, if you have not caught Tom out at any of the events that he is a vendor at, he has the one of, if not the largest vendors booth at most of these events he does. And I don't know how many products he has. I do know this, and Janice will probably vouch for the fact that they have got product everywhere in their house as Tom sorts through it, getting it ready to go out on all these events that they do. So he does have a lot of product. Get out and catch Tom, catch any of the vendors. Guys, these vendors have a lot of time and money put into not only coming up with the idea, but then taking that idea from just an idea into production. Of course, the first process is negotiation, finding a company that will produce these products, held to your strict way of how you want it manufactured. Sometimes I know in my past experience, you think you've got all your loose ends tied up. You send them the artwork and all the specs to what you want. They agree, and then when they send you that sample, you're not happy with that first sample. So again, a lot of time and effort goes into it, a lot of money tied up into it with product development and getting the products bought in bulk, getting them in, and then traveling out. The expense of traveling to these events across the country. And then the booth, you got to pay for the booth, and then your time, your hotel, eats, everything. It's an expensive endeavor. So get out and spend some money with these folks. If you can't do it in person, go over to santascloset.org and check out Tom, see what all he has.
That's right. You can spend hours there looking at all the goodies he has.
Yeah, go broke. I could.
Well, join us tomorrow night on the Tuesday Night Live show with special guest Santa Stewart Deacon Jr. That's going to be a great interview. And if you got any questions for video production, lighting, maybe even constructing your own Santa suits, what you might need to do that, have those questions ready for tomorrow night. Stuart's going to be a great guest. Looking forward to having him.
Yeah, Tom says he has about almost 500 different products, and he used to do 10 to 12 schools and conventions per year. So get out and visit those folks and say hi. If nothing else, they now do the 2 big ones each year. Yeah, Tom has pulled back on as much as he was doing for a while there. Tom, he's starting to slow down a little bit, as we all are as we age and get on up there, and our health seems to start messing with us. And but he does do a fantastic service for us all with the product that he develops and has on the market. So again, get out and spend some money with it. Hey, Scott Parker. Oh, yes, we should mention Scott Parker's Santa by Parker buckle is still on sale, and that runs through the end of this month. So it was $299. It's now $275. That is the silversmith made by one of the top silversmiths buckle that Spangle and myself have been selling for Scott. If you're interested in one of those or know anybody that may be, holler at us. We still have, I think, 11 buckles left, and once they're gone, they're gone. It's a limited edition. So reach out to one of us.
Now, is that including shipping with that?
Yes, that is free shipping on that right now until the end of the month. So you got a little over 3 weeks, right at 3 weeks.
Hello, Greg.
Elf Angela says, hello, Greg. Of course, again, for those who have watched the shows before, she's here in the room with me. If she turns her sound on, we get feedback. So I think my microphone picks up pretty much anything in the house. So I'm sure you guys have heard her holler at times, but she says hello.
That's one reason we don't have Facebook Live up while we're doing the show, too, because we found out that it gives feedback. So that's why Bob and I can't see the feed.
Yeah, exactly. We used to have a separate monitor that we had Facebook pulled up on so we could watch the comments and things. But we were getting feedback through that somehow or another. So we've just completely signed out of Facebook while we're doing these programs. That way we don't have any interference. Makes for a better show for you guys. All right. I think if anybody doesn't have any other questions or comments, we're going to start wrapping it up here. We usually try not to go over 30 minutes with this show. We know your time is valuable, as Barry likes to say. So you want to close it out, Barry?
Yep. Thank you for being with us today, and join us tomorrow night on the Tuesday Night Live show at 7 p.m. Central in the Sat Bob's Live Facebook group. It will be shared over to the Santa and the Business of Being Santa group, but join us at Sat Bob's Live for your comments, and so we can see your comments, and especially when you're answering those trivia questions. See you tomorrow night. Remember, we do this because we care.
Let's say real quick, Randall says, I hope I can make it tomorrow night in Florida now enjoying the sun. You rascal! You're down in Florida enjoying the sun? Wow. Well, have fun, be safe, and we'll hope to see you tomorrow night. If not, we will talk to you soon, my friend. All right. So again, thank you so much for joining us today, for joining the Tuesday Night Live show. And hey, this program is for you guys. If you have any comments, questions, future guests, any way that you think that we can improve on what we're doing, our ears are open. We want your input. We want your help. This program is directed towards you guys, the public, and we appreciate every second that you give us. Until tomorrow night, remember, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us. God bless. Peace out.
God bless you. Do this because we care.
Peace out as a Derek Dugan.